Today's video is brought to you by Mindful Marketing. They use ads to get you off using ads. Most e-commerce brands rely heavily on Facebook and Google ads for the majority of their revenue. At Mindful Marketing, they use paid ads to build you a community of loyal and repeat customers that will exist long after Facebook and Google. So go to mindfulmarketing.co to find out more. Now, on to today's episode. I have Nico. Nico, say your last name for me.
Tramontana.
We went over it before the episode, yeah. and I just decided I'm just not gonna take a stab at Tramontana. So
it's all good. Good play. It's all good.
Nico, tell our audience a little bit about who you are, what you do, and why you're on this podcast.
Yeah, I mean, like I was saying before, earlier, whatever. But we, Jordan, you and I, we sit, like I said, in the different lanes, but we're driving down the same street. So we are vertically integrated, I should say, production management, where we step in, we build foundations for new and existing companies, ones that want to grow distribution, plan different margin models, and just kind of even reassess what certain processes are going wrong, pain points and things like that. And we kind of lay that foundation so we can hand off to different marketing and advertising teams and creatives that they're working with, to go and grow and sustain those different campaigns and those products and things like that. That's basically what we do.
It's interesting because I feel like in the world of e-commerce, and you can correct me if I'm wrong here, but what I feel like is there's a lot of people who have gotten into e-commerce who don't have business backgrounds, right? They don't have their MBA. They just started this brand and they've grown it to, $5 or $10 million or whatever it is. And they're like, what do I do on the process side and the production side? And they probably don't realize they're giving up like 5 or 10 points just in maybe moving manufacturing somewhere, or something like that. So let's talk about that. Like, is that a good client to come your way?
Yeah, like I said, like we work with the Kiths and Supremes of the world, and we specialize in streetwear and menswear, all the way up to licensing clients and designer clients like Marc Jacobs. And again, it's about having a press and go sustainable process. Otherwise you're kind of, we say, like, you're chasing your tail. Basically, you're always chasing a problem and you're spending good money at a bad problem. Don't spend good money on bad money. So if you have those processes in place over the year, over a quarter, over half a year of growth, you don't have to do that, and you can focus on if you're drop shipping, you can focus on product assortment and product research, right? Looking up models from a revenue and margin standpoint, and spend your time doing that rather than chasing a customs clearance or a bad FBA shipment if you're on Amazon or whatever the case may be. So for us, we have a logistics part of the division of the company as well, where we specialize in large scale inbound, outbound, domestic and international. So we install that, direct from factory production into our DC in Miami. We can break down, repackage, and ship out. We do that for like Fortune 500 companies like Coca-Cola, and Starbucks, and Live Nation, all those types of guys. Yeah. So, having that type of data, to be able to have some, a level of automation is really important. Again, because otherwise you're just chasing your tail, and you're throwing, again, good money at bad money, basically, or a bad situation. So,
I've got a question for you, Nico. So I'd love to know what that problem was that you saw in the market that you guys were trying to fix, right? Because essentially that's what we do as business owners, right? We see a problem. Yeah. For us at Mindful, it was the fact that we see a bunch of garbage ad agencies out there who don't perform.
Sure.
And so we're like, well, hey, we know, we own brands. We know what it takes to perform, right? And so that's the problem that we're solving and trying to get people off of ads. Right. For you guys, what was that problem that you saw?
Yeah, it's ironic, man. I mean, the synergy between us, and I learned this with one of your reps in the initial call, was is really, we just sit on the foundational production and being vertically integrated side. Again, you guys step in from the marketing and advertising. That's where we hand off and hand to the next specialist, which is you. You know, we didn't see a problem. That's the weird part. We just saw what was going wrong. Like I said, we had our own brands, just like you did. I got, you know, shipments stuck at customs. I had delayed deliveries to all of our big box retailers. I had, you know, production delays based on schedules and holidays, and like I would just always, and I don't have to pay through the nose air freight rather than sea freight, right?
Totally, which is a huge difference.
Huge, vastly huge difference, especially if you're booking, you know, bigger containers and stuff, because the savings can essentially skyrocket in a margin standpoint, you know. So for us, we knew all those shortcomings and those falls and those fails, and you know, I kind of like sat my butt down in a niche and I just wiggled and made a spot. Like I wasn't anticipating it. I just started to, like I mentioned, I had a brand, my partners had a brand. You know, we started to get these requests from the different big box retailers, like, hey, I love that design. Can you make it with our label? And that in turn is private label. So for us, we were like, you know, I made that design and I'm not reinventing a t-shirt, but I made it and I like it. You know, as a designer, you're asking to just take my stuff, right? So we kind of threw the ego out the picture, and I just was like, okay, well, like, what does it look like? What is your, you know, your target order look like? And the orders were astronomical because they're big box retailers.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, well, you know, maybe we'll make
sure,
it. So
we'll do that.
Sure, I suppose so, you know, because, you know, everybody needs to eat and pay where they're living. So I was like, you know, sure, this could add a good, you know, revenue stream. So that just kind of snowballed. And then with the way that retail has kind of changed into very much e-commerce and digital, COVID's basically put that on steroids. You know, people having to shop from home and have zero interactions almost at stores. We just kind of expanded each offering. We kind of expanded our production capabilities and kept in touch with those buyers and those developers. And we're just like, hey, we can also make this. This is the schedule. This is how we turn it around. We're going to manage it like X, Y, and Z, and we'll get it to here, and we'll manage it door to door. You know, and it's like, for them, it's like an ATM. It's like, here's an order. Send it, you know, we're going to go sell it. You know, it's kind of like put it on, you know, set it and forget it mode. So, yeah, I mean, that's like the long story short, hopefully. But
well, let's talk about what it looks like, Nico, when somebody comes to you. So, you know, a brand comes to you and they're like, hey, we have these problems that we need solving. Where do you start when you're looking at those problems?
Yeah, so for us, we've become very confident in what we do now, to where like it's all referral. So we don't really have to sell, and which is a really awesome luxury. So because we work like animals, which is the key to anyone being successful, it doesn't matter if you fail 100,000 times. It really doesn't matter. As long as you just work like an animal, learn, and just do it again, rinse, repeat, that's it. That's it. Just keep going. So for us, we just work like animals. And at the end of the day, we don't want to change what's broken. That's one thing I've learned. So I'm not going to go in there and try to like say, well, you're doing this wrong, you're doing that wrong. Just so you know, you're doing this wrong too. And I can also do it like that, right? No one wants their baby to be told they look, you know, crazy or weird or hideous or whatever. So we walk in, we're like, yeah, hey, you know, all the clothes are wrong. Like, where are you living? That's wrong too. Like, no. So, you know, so we're just like, what are the pain points? And they just say, okay, great. And then it's like peeling back like an onion, you know, then you just kind of see like, oh, well, I noticed after like 2 months of working with you and we're doing your distribution, I'm like, we're utilizing your rates. You're paying 30% more than our house rates through UPS and FedEx.
Oh, yeah.
You know, to our contracted rates. So you're paying 30% more. So you can either put that 30% in your pocket, or you can show some type of level of marketing. That's where we'd hand off to a marketing team to run the campaign of, hey, we're going to reduce our costs by, you know, 20%, our shipping cost. Put the 15% in your pocket, and now your customer sees a 20% reduction in shipping, right? So it's like a win-win. So we just kind of give them that information, and they're like, you know, oh, whatever. I don't know if I can curse, but oh, snap, I didn't know that, or whatever. That's awesome. How do we do that? You know, and then we just install that. We talk about the different zone rates and how they can grow those zone rates and breaks, and then that's a process set up, right? So yeah, so I mean, that's really how it comes to us, like one pain point. But really, we've just prided ourselves in trying to figure out everything and do really in our lane, of course, from production to shipping and management. So I'm not trying to do anything else, but become as good as we can in all those aspects. So when someone comes to us, most of the time, we're pretty proficient in it, and we can at least give an opinion. But again, we never want to change anything that's not broken for a customer, because
for sure. Nico, what's that big lever that you see almost every company coming in that you can help them with? Like, is there that one big like profit sort of lever that you guys are able to pull?
Yeah, I mean, so for us, it's really production. So I don't know if I mentioned, but I mentioned to you before, but our Miami facility where we do our fulfillment, like I said, vertically integrated. So we do all of the production, all of the packing, all of the labeling, all of the inbound and outbound distribution under the same roof. So if we bring in a garment, we bring in an item, we have to decorate it. It just gets decorated, palleted, forklifted over to packing. From packing, once it's done, it gets palleted, forklifted over to fulfillment. It's binned and shipped out. So once the good comes in our facility, the turnaround time is epic, and there's no more logistics. It's all done under one roof. So for us, we knock it out of the park. So even if we're making a t-shirt or a hoodie or whatever, the hat, whatever the case may be for a customer, even if we are at the same price that they're at, we still can save most likely whatever the $2 per piece that they're paying in logistics and the week and a half that they're paying in between all facilities. Yeah, we save all of that. So the automation,
I love that idea. Like it all being vertically integrated, because people hate, I mean, as a business owner myself, I hate to go to all these different areas, right? And that's just logistics the entire time.
It's logistics. It's like, it's management. It's time consuming. And like I said, that's where we step in, and a lot of these bigger production houses, even to the designer labels like Marc Jacobs and stuff, there's teams of them and they're good at what they do. But we're just an extension. We have 100 some employees, whatever it is. We are an extension to that type of human bandwidth. So doing that much work, and they didn't have to hire anybody. So we're doing that management, and we're just regurgitating the most one sentence update that they need. And all the other behind the scenes crapola, we're just dealing with it, managing it, and trying to make it as automated as possible. So the price per piece is efficient for the client. So so we were like, we need to bring this in house. We need to bring this in house. We need to bring this in house. And we slowly started to add those layers. And it's a huge selling point. I mean, we're Amazon Prime approved for shipping. We ship twice a day. We got these certain levels.
Interesting. So you don't have to have FBA. You don't have to use fulfillment by Amazon, and you guys are Prime approved.
No, just
wow.
Just as long as you have it. Basically, Amazon Prime is obviously it's what's the right word? It's just a fulfillment rate, right? So if you ship every 2 days, you're not approved. If you ship every day, based on your volume and your fulfillment profile of who you're using as a 3PL, as long as that fits the bill of what they deem acceptable to bear the Amazon Prime badge, then you just apply. So for us, we ship twice a day. So anything that comes in the morning hits hits our 9:30 pickup. Anything through the afternoon hits 3 p.m. and anything overnight just goes out 9:30 the next morning. So we've kind of developed that type of process. A lot of doc managers, a lot of inventory managers and systems, just to make it really automated. It's very, very, very.
Well, good. Thanks so much, Nico. I got to ask you the question that I ask everybody who comes on this podcast. What is your secret to scaling?
Just, it's way easier than what you want to make it out to be or what you think it is, It's just nonstop research to just confirm your idea, your opinion on what it is. So if it's a product, if it's a margin, it's really just a foundation that you can scale. So if it's like, hey, I want to make 25 points on every product and I want to make 10 grand a month, it's just a formula. You just figure out what the sales number is. You figure out what your average transaction rate is, your average transaction value, your margin, and how many products that you need to get up every month. It's that, it's just, you know what I mean? It's really just a formula. And I'm, like I told you, I'm very analytical. My partner and I mean, I'm creative as well. My partner is very creative. So it's great yin and yang, you know, in essence. But for me, it's very analytical. Once you just break it down on what a goal or a target is, it's just math. And you just, and then at that point, you just find the vehicles to get you there. That's it. That would be an e-com platform. That would be a distribution model. That would be your processes of customer service. And, you know, that's, again, where we all come in as a process. That's where my company comes in. But, you know, that's really all it is. You know, I want to make 10 grand a month. My margin's 25 points. You know, I need to bring in 100 products a month on 35 points, save 8 for shipping, and save 2 more percentage points for, you know, any type of overhead or anything, you know what I mean? Whatever it is, any type of utility or variable cost. It's really that easy. It's not complicated, and it'll take time. Always takes time. It doesn't happen overnight. Nothing. If anyone says it happens overnight, run away. That's basically it. That doesn't happen often at all. So yeah, so it just takes a minute, man, and have faith, and it might not. I played soccer professionally, matter of fact, and, you know, I started when I was 4. I realized it probably when I was 12 that I was decent enough. And, you know, it's like a 18-year journey to just get told, like, yes, you can, right? So it's kind of, you know what I mean? You're not going to wait 18 years to make $1, but it will take time. And then it's just, you know, one piece of advice is, don't count every dollar that comes in, meaning of profit. So don't say, oh, I made $5 today. Great. Go look at that $5 and be like, okay, well, I can spend, you know, 20%. I can spend $1 of that, you know, on this. And okay, great. I need another $2. That wasn't as much as yesterday. I wonder why. You know, don't do that. Stack it in a dark room. Just stack it in a dark room. Stack it in a dark room. Stack it in a dark room, and turn the light on every quarter. Just be like, oh, wow, I got like $15,000 in there right now. I didn't even realize I would have that much. And then just keep working, head down, and just keep working, and it'll add up. It'll add up fast as long as you stick to your processes. That's it.
Yeah. Love that, Nico. Thanks. Hey, we're gonna move to our lightning round here. So I got a couple questions for you. All right. What is your favorite tool or app that you're using right now?
Well, ShipStation's a really great software for shipping in the back end. So we utilize ShipStation. We plug in with a Vault software, and we like using Shopify. We link with about 25 different e-commerces, but Shopify is, those guys are just really great. You know, they're really great at making the UI in the back end very, very easy conversations for me to have with my clients too, to explain certain things.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. Yeah, two things that most e-com store owners cannot do without: ShipStation and Shopify.
Sure, yeah, exactly.
Awesome. What's your favorite podcast or audiobook that you're listening to right now?
I'm gonna be honest, and this is sad. I don't have enough time for either.
You don't?
I don't. Imagine it. I have a 2-year-old. I work from home, and I've got 180 e-com clients, let alone production clients. So my phone rings nonstop. My wife, I drive her nuts. I'm working nonstop. All of our type of built from the ground up products are built, sadly enough, for the most part, in Asia. So I'm talking with my managers at night from 9 till about 11 p.m. Rinse, repeat. I'm up at 6 because she's got me up at 6. I go through my emails. I take a minute, try to hang out, eat breakfast, and then as soon as that period's done, it's a wrap. I got 150 emails I got to respond to. My phone starts calling. I can't even listen to anything. I try to watch The Office for like an hour and a half a night. That's all I get. And it's just like I just melt into the couch, and even then I got to put my phone on mute. So I know,
that's a lot of responsibility.
Yeah, a lot of people depend on you, right? And you have to be accessible. So but you know, so I used to read some really great financial books and models to build a business years and years ago. But I mean, because we've been on this track now of just exponential growth for like 3 years, so it's just been very hectic, which is great, which is I think everybody dreams of, but it's hectic. So yeah, I can't give anything that's in the current times. Sadly enough, I know that's not the right answer.
No. It's still an
You
answer.
know?
You gave me an answer, Nico, so I can go off of that. That's great. Hey, I got one more question for you. If you could sit down with anybody, take an hour out of your day. You're gonna have to use up your office time on this, okay?
I hear you. Would love to.
Okay, so take an hour out of your day, have some beer, wine, coffee, tea. Who would it be? Anyone who's alive right now.
Alive. That was what I was going to ask. Okay. Alive. Wasn't prepared for this one. I mean, I would say, probably, I guess Tim Cook, maybe. It would be Steve Jobs, but like you said, alive. I just love innovation. And I love I love innovation, and I love pushing the envelope to uncomfortability and weirdness. I mean, Tim Cook, I guess Steve Jobs really, actually probably Elon Musk, because he's more relatable to me as a Steve Jobs who would be alive. Someone who's just like, hey, I want to make a loop that goes around the world. How do I do it? He's just like, how do I do it? Just go figure it out. How do I do it? Let's hire those guys. Let's get it. Let's figure it out. Get the feet on the ground. Let's go. Move. And I kind of have, I have that type of like determination, like that type of optimism, from playing soccer and going through the ranks at a very high level. So, that type of like, I don't really care. I don't care who I'm playing against. I don't really care. I don't care. Let's figure it out. Work as hard as possible. Let's figure it out. So, he's very positive, even if it sounds absolutely ridiculous, even if the rocket blows up 3 times, he still goes and makes another one. It's just like, just crazy, I think that's great. That type of personality and attitude is great. So that's awesome. Something I would want to sit down with.
Nico, thanks so much for coming on the podcast today. Really great to chat with you. Cool to hear what you're doing to help e-commerce brands, especially at scale. I absolutely love that. Where can people find out more about you and connect with you? Yeah,
so company website is A as in Apple 10 agency. So a10agency.com. We kind of play behind the scenes a lot, some of our clients don't even really want people to know who we are, but so A10 Agency is the website. Send an email. They come. There was a couple of people. I'm one of them, so I'll see them. The general. So, you could reach us just like that. It's very reachable.
Awesome.
Yeah, right on the website.
Great. Well, thanks, Nico. Really appreciate your time today. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, Jordan, of course. Absolutely, man.
Wait! Before you go, in the description, we've got some incredible e-commerce only resources for you to help scale your store from wherever you are into the mid 7-figure, 8-figure, maybe even mid 8-figure range this year. So look in the description below for some incredible free resources that we've given to you guys, and we really want to see you guys succeed.